Good morning, everyone. It's Jamie from Island Yoga UK. We're here with a 30-minute Hatha Yoga class today. So if you'd just like to take your comfortable seated position with the spine uplifted and just roll the shoulders away from the ears. Have a little sigh and relax down into your seated position and gently close your eyes. Just allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to change your breath in any way. Just be the observer. And as we watch the breath, just tune in to how you're feeling today, how the physical body feels. And this helps us come to our present moment awareness. Now place your right hand on your belly and we're going to extend the breath. So breathing through the nose, just allow the breath to go deeper and longer. The abdomen can expand as you inhale, and then draw the abdomen in as you exhale. And just continue breathing in this way, longer, slower, and deeper. Expanding the belly as you inhale, and contracting as you exhale. And sitting in stillness and breathing in this way with our long breaths will slow the nervous system down, calming and reducing any stress we may have. And remember, this is available to you any time of any day. This is a tool for you to use to control any stress you have. But for now, let's release the hands, place the palms together at heart center, and we'll start the class with one long Om together. So inhale deeply. Release your hands, put them behind your back. And then as you exhale, bend forward from the waist and surrender to Mother Earth. Inhaling, coming back up. Release your hands again, and then just gently open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, let's take our position on all fours. We're just going to do a few cat-cow stretches to start waking up the spine today. So as always, hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. And let's continue with those long, slow breaths. So inhaling, chin and chest goes up, tailbone up too, flexing the spine one way, and then exhaling, pushing away with the hands and dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale. You can make these movements really long and slow and fluid. Exhaling, dropping the chin, rounding the back. Inhale. I often close my eyes when I'm practicing here with cat-cow. Helps me go deeper. Exhaling, flexing that spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Just release to a neutral tabletop position. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths and perhaps bring the knees a little bit closer together. Let's involve the legs now, and we're going to repeat that same movement with the back and the chin and chest going up, but this time we're going to raise the right leg. The knee stays bent and the toes towards the ceiling. So let's do that together. Inhaling, right leg goes up, pointing the toes towards the ceiling as you look up, and then as you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chin as you round the back. Same leg, inhale. Exhale, knee to the chin once more, pushing away with the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one on this side, that's inhale. And exhale. Knee all the way to the chin. Release the right knee. And let's go straight on with the left leg. So when you're ready, inhaling, left toes reach towards the ceiling now as we look up. Exhaling, rounding the back, knee to the chin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one of these on this side. And exhale. And release the knees. Now let's widen the knees so they're right to the outer edges of the mat. Sink back onto your heels and then stretch the arms forward. We're looking to elongate the spine, coming into resting warrior. Forehead down towards the mat if you can. Using the arms to stretch the body, lengthen the spine, creating that space we need between the vertebrae. And relaxing into this pose, allowing with each exhale. Now that we've created that nice long spine, we're going to transition onto our bellies. So coming up and then laying our bellies down on the mat. Keeping the legs active with the toes pointed, hands can be beside the chest. Elbows in and shoulders rolled away from the ears. We're going to come into a cobra pose now. So inhaling, just coming up within your comfortable limit. Don't try to go too much. This is the first back bend of the class. And just stay there for a few breaths. You can always release halfway down if you feel like it's a little bit too much for you. But just stay there and breathe, just a few long breaths. Feel the work on the lower back muscles. You're not really using the arms to push up too much. You're trying to use those lower back muscles. Squeezing the buttocks together and helping keep the legs engaged as well. Last long breath here, and then we're going to tuck the toes and push back into down dog. So whenever you're ready, as we exhale, let's do that. I'm starting on tiptoes with my knees bent, just so that I can get a nice extension of the spine once more, really lengthening the back, pushing away with the hands. And once I've found my nice straight back, then I'm beginning to ease the heels down towards the mat, perhaps straightening my legs a little bit. Just keep breathing through the nose, feeling the benefits from having the head below the heart. Great therapeutic work for us. Just another breath or two here. Then I'm going to walk my feet towards my hands. I'm going to try to keep my legs as straight as I can, but whenever you need to bend the knees, then do so. Just keep walking all the way towards the front of the mat. And when you arrive, then bend the knees deeply. We're in a forward fold with the knees bent. Now let's throw the arms forward and find that straight back again. Really, really stretch forward and then inhale coming up. And release the hands. Well done. And then just for a moment, just look at the feet. You should be at the front of the mat. Find your Tadasana, so the feet need to be almost touching, toes widely spread, and just take a moment or two just to feel the soles of your feet in contact with the mat, grounding down evenly between the right and the left, the front and the back. Find your stable base, your equilibrium, and then bend the knees slightly. Throw the hips forward, so it's like throwing the groin forward as we draw the belly in. Activating the thighs, stand nice and tall, lengthen the spine, head stretches towards the ceiling. Still with our attention on the feet, grounding down through the soles of the feet. And as we inhale, let's raise the arms up. Hands can stay parallel, facing each other, about shoulder width apart, as we reach the fingertips for the ceiling. And keep grounding down at the same time. This super simple asana really helps the energy flow of the body. Just a couple of long breaths here. And now let's release the arms and relax. Good. Now the feet can be about a hip width apart, and we're just going to bend the knees slightly and place our hands on our thighs just above the knees. So we're kind of leaning forward a little bit, placing our hands on the thighs above the knees, and now let's circle the knees, big circles as wide as you can. Just stay in one direction, whichever direction you're going in. Just stay there for a few rotations. See if we can rotate those knees around. Obviously we're moving the ankles as well. but we're trying to keep the feet flat on the floor. And then back the other way, rotating big circles the other way. This really helps the knee joints, starts warming them up as well. The last couple of circles round this way. Great, and relax. And then you may have to just flick out the heels, the feet, to release any tension. Now let's find a nice wide stance. So the distance between your feet should be about the same length as your leg, feet parallel. Try not to roll to the outer edges of the feet, just grounding down nicely once more, bringing your full attention to that and the long breath. Now soften the knees once more, tilting the pelvis so we really feel that the thighs are active, drawing the belly in and lengthening the spine once more, stretching the head towards the ceiling. Arms go up to shoulder level and really stretch those hands away from each other. You can slightly squeeze the buttocks together, perhaps even a slight contraction of the pelvic floor. Just keep focusing on your breathing, stretching the spine up, lengthening all the time. Now let's move the right toes in and the left toes out. Keep the hips aligned as they were towards the long edge of the mat. And now we're looking over that left shoulder down towards our left middle finger. Perhaps you can feel the left knee wants to track over towards that right side. That's fine, that's normal. Perhaps you can feel the work in the hips. Try to keep the hips facing the long edge of the mat. And keep breathing just a few breaths. Now let's rotate the palms away from us. And we're going to allow that left hand to come down by the left knee as we bend the side body, coming into a triangle variation. Keep the hands opposite each other, pulling away from each other, and now we're gazing up towards that right hand. It's not important how far you go over, just feel that stretch on the right side of the body as it opens up. Keeping the arms opposite each other, hands pulling away from each other, just for the last couple of breaths here. Perhaps just allowing yourself to bend deeper into that for the last exhale. And then slowly coming back up. Keep the hands up at shoulder level, and now just bend that left knee. Widen the stance a little bit, perhaps shuffling the back foot back a little bit. We're dropping into warrior two. We're still on the same side. The hips are still facing the long edge of the mat, but the stance is nice and long now. We're working towards bending that left knee so that the left knee is above the ankle. A nice strong straight back leg. Powerful warriors. Last long breath here. And then slowly release the arms. Bring the feet back so that they're parallel once more. Soften the knees, hands on the hips, and we'll take a nice forward bend. Trying to keep the back straight as we exhale, leading with the chin and chest. Coming down, 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 and finally releasing the head and the upper body. Just for a couple of breaths. Feel the stretch now in the hamstrings, the hip flexors, around the back of the legs and thighs, all the way into the buttocks. Just allow the weight of the upper body and the head to pull you deeper into that pose. And then with the next inhale, we're going to come up the same way we went down with a nice straight back. So let's do that now. Excellent. Let's raise our arms again to shoulder height and making sure we Check in with the body from the ground up, so feel the feet grounded, nice wide stance, knees are soft, pelvis tilted, so that's that thrusting movement, belly in, nice tall spine, nice long spine. We can even grow another centimetre or two. Now this time the left toes go in and the right toes go out. Keep the hips towards the long edge of the mat, and now gazing over our right shoulder towards our right middle finger, just for a few breaths here. Parshvahasta Padasana. Let's rotate the palms again away from us, and this time drop the right hand down by the right knee, feeling the opening of the left side of the body this time, gazing up towards that left hand as we feel that nice side bend. Looking up and feeling that left side of the body opening. Just allowing that to happen with our long, slow breaths. Tuning into the body with each breath. The last long breath here now. And then slowly coming back up. Let's lengthen the stance, bending that right knee. Left foot can shuffle back a little bit as we come into our warrior two. We're still opening those hips, feeling the work on the hips. Just for a few breaths now on this side. I challenge you to check in with your hips once more and just try to open them even more, turning them towards that long edge of the mat for the last couple of breaths. Powerful work. And let's release the arms slowly. Bring the legs back so that the feet are parallel once more. This time, reach behind your back and try to interlock the fingers. Then once you've done that and you've interlocked your fingers, pull the hands and arms away from the body and then take another forward fold with a nice straight back, allowing the arms to come up and over as much as you can. Just breathe there. Just for the last couple of breaths there. And let's come back the same way we went down with a nice straight back. Inhaling, coming up. Well done. Release the hands. Bring the feet together. And then just gently have a shrug of the shoulders. And then let's sit down on the mat. If you want that extra challenge, try and sit down on the mat without using your hands. And then lay down. And as we lay down, we're going to bend the knees and bring the knees into the chest, perhaps hugging the knees tightly, trying to squash the lower back onto the mat, pressing the muscles onto the flat of the mat and the floor below. And then gently rolling from side to side, just slowly, small movements, so that we can feel those muscles either side of the spine push down, pressing down onto the mat, And at the same time, bring our mind into this equation by helping to relax and release any tension. As the mind relaxes and the breath softens, then the muscles soften too. Now let's go into happy baby pose, soles of the feet towards the ceiling, perhaps reaching between the knees to either grab the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. I like to lengthen the back of my neck here by picking my head up off the mat and lengthening the neck, slightly tucking the chin in. And now I'm drawing the knees down towards the outer edges of the body. Knees deeply bent, feet, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. I'm feeling this supine squat pose deep into the groin now. Allowing the breath to go long and deep. Just a couple of breaths. And then releasing the feet or ankles, bringing the knees together again. We're going to finish with a spinal twist before we relax into Savasana. So trying to keep the knees as high as you can into the chest. Move the arms out of the way, perhaps you want to stretch them back behind you. And then roll over onto your right side, just slowly allowing the whole body, including the knees, to come onto the right side. Left arm goes up in the air, hands pointing towards the ceiling, and then open the left arm over towards the left side, away from the knees, so that you can feel the spine twisting. And then finally looking over that left shoulder if the neck allows. And just be here, try and soften into that twist. With each long exhale, just relaxing and releasing and allowing the body to experience that twist. Let's slowly bring that left hand back. Bring the knees back to the center. Make sure the knees are in close to the chest, as close as you can do. Move the arms out of the way again, perhaps behind you, and roll over onto your left side this time. Slowly allowing both knees to come onto the left side. Right arm goes up in the air this time towards the ceiling, and opening the shoulder towards the right side this time, away from the knees. Feeling the twist in the torso as you do so. Opening all the way to the right side, finally looking over the right shoulder towards that right hand if the neck allows. The last few long breaths here. Okay, let's slowly bring that right arm back. Bring the knees back to the center. And then just relax the legs. So lengthen the legs now. We're going to find our Savasana. And let's try to be unmoving just for a few minutes. Relaxing and releasing. Arms gently away from the body with the palms facing up if possible, allowing the ankles to flop open. Gently close your eyes. Don't try to alter your breath in any way, just become the observer once more. Let's bring our attention to the feet, relaxing the toes and the ankles. Relaxing the calves, relaxing the thighs and the buttocks. The hips are now heavy and way down on the mat, and the pelvis too. The back softens as we release and relax the entire back now, all the way up into the shoulders. And as the breath begins to slow and settle, then the heart rate slows down too, and we begin to deepen this relaxation. Now bring your attention to the hands, relaxing the fingers, the forearms, the upper arms, and the shoulders. With each exhale, you just release and relax even more. Now bring your attention to the head and specifically the jaw. We store lots of tension here, so just relax the jaw completely. Allow your tongue to feel heavy in the mouth. And relax all those small muscles around the cheeks and the jaw, around the temples and the forehead, and between the eyebrows, that area we call the third eye, just relaxing that now. And all of the face and head feels completely relaxed now. The muscles soft and droopy. And if you're holding on to any tension anywhere in the physical body, just let it go right now, relaxing completely. And you have the option of staying here in this deep, relaxing Savasana. Or for those of you that need to start the day, then let's just begin to move the body slightly with some small movements of the fingers and toes. Stretching the right arm up and all the way back behind us. Bending the left knee, placing the left foot flat on the floor, and rolling over onto your right side. Keep the eyes closed. Just for 1 or 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly push up to a seated position once more. And with the spine uplifted, let's place the palms together at heart center and finish the class with one long Om. So inhale deeply. Releasing the hands slowly and just with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the class. I'll be back tomorrow with my class, and Davinia will be back